I just had a horrible, like, not horrible, I don't know, that's life. Should I be like scared of life or embrace it, right? I just had a horrible, like, thought. My alarm clock has been going off at 4:55 a.m. for about 25 years, and every once in a while, I'll actually get up and do something with it. Had a few coaching calls. I do consulting for real estate agents who want to learn what it is I'm doing and how to generate leads on their own terms through cold calling and door knocking. So I got a lot of people on my YouTube channel and iTunes who seek my advice, want to do what I do. Well, anyhow, I saw my daughter walk into the room real quick and walked back out, and I go, okay, they're getting ready for school, must be time for school. I just now got up and walked out to give them a hug and a kiss, and there's nobody here. I went into their bedroom thinking that January would be there under the blankets. She's gone. Bubba's gone. Kristen's gone. Jamie's gone. Everyone's gone. Nicole's gone. And I started thinking about, James is going to be 18 next year, and he'll be out of the house. We can hope. I don't know. Do we hope? Do I hope? That's the feeling that I got. As a parent, you want to be able to raise them well enough to get out at 18, but as a parent, you want to raise them enough to never want to leave mommy and daddy. And I think the January being so old now, January is now 6 years old and in first grade. And right about now is when we would have another baby, but we're not having another baby. No way. But I'm so not used to seeing the tail. So anytime I see the tail of the dragon, we create a new one and there's a head coming out. And now to see these finalities after 18, 20 years of seeing a new life, it's starting to slowly hit me. I'm not gonna cry on the camera because it's weird to feel this way, and I think the camera's keeping me from being melancholy about this whole thing. But fuck, getting old sucks. It's just weird to see the end of kindergarten, right? There's gonna be no more kindergarten. That's it. And then when she's done with first grade, second grade, third grade, and then on sixth grade, and then she becomes a teenager, that's it. So the next 10 years are gonna be me staring at the tail, looking out the window, and 20 years from now, I'm gonna be in an empty house. Well, Nicole might be here. Okay now. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to hit the streets, hit the ground running. I also just found out the reason why my Instagram stories was not auto-posting to Facebook, it's because I had it linked as a business account. FYI, for those of you who do Instagram stories and you want it to go to Facebook also, do double purpose. So what I've been doing is I'll post my story and do my vlog on Instagram, and it'll automatically send it to Facebook, but also it sends it to my hard drive or my internal storage so that I can repurpose it as a vlog on YouTube 3 times, and then 1 more time onto Snapchat. Here at the office, I don't know what it is with the alarm code, but every time I punch it in, it doesn't take the first 2 or 3 times, and literally the last 3 times I've come into this building, maybe I don't remember I know, it's not that I don't remember. Anyhow, cops are showing up, I'm sure. All right, I've hit about 60 contacts today by phone, and I'm gonna run out. I had one lady who I've been soliciting for a while, flaked out a couple months ago. She just called me and says, okay, James, we're ready to list. $1.2 million, let's go.
When I think about the way we used to be, when I think about the things you took from me, I know that I am so much better. When I look at what I've done, now that we're apart, when I look at what I've won, I've come so far. I know I'm so much better off, and baby, you don't belong.
I'm not gonna get too excited just yet. But in about 10 minutes I will. Why am I not jumping up and down celebrating? I just picked up a $1.3 million listing at full commission. Oh, bam! Cold calling still works. I suppose it's because it's not sunk in. It might also have to do with the tremendous amount of drama I'm about to face. I mean, let's just say there's like drama, and it'll be a story that I'll have to tell like 2 years from now. After doing this for going on 26 years, sometimes you get a listing where you're like, I get the feeling that somebody's gonna call me in the next couple of days and cancel it. I mean, I'm so solid with listings that they don't. You just listed a $1.3 million house in great condition, priced right for commission. Like, what's not to celebrate? Oh yeah, it's not sold. How much you want to bet he's Pokemon hunting? That cop playing Pokemon. The chase, the pursuit, the lion and the gazelle. The chase of the real estate business, that feeling that you get when you've got to hurry. If you've ever watched any of my content live or syndicated, you'll know I've got this never-ending like stress factor. And it's not even stress where I'm like, ah! It's more like, ah! Where I feel like I've got to keep going and I can't stop. I won't stop. I'll never stop looking and pursuing the next level. And there's people in the world who don't really want to, you know, they'll climb the corporate ladder, but they know there's a top rung. And then there's those of us who are like, kick over the ladder and just run and don't look back. And then there's a few of us who do, you know, who kick the ladder, run, and then they do smart things in between that keep them from having to keep chasing into their 60s and 70s. And I just can't help but feel like this is a ticking time bomb. The sands of an hourglass are just slipping through my fingers, and life is way too short to give up on the chase, the pursuit of success. And what success could mean to one could mean different to another. And, you know, maybe some of you success is 50 grand a year. You'll be happy with 50 grand a year. Some of you success would be 500,000 a year. Now, very few of you would think $1 million a year in residential real estate would be like the success. But really, how many of you guys see that? Very few achieve that level. So you can't possibly compare yourself to the unicorns of the real estate industry. I mean, you could, but you know, it's like you should be happy playing for the NBA. You don't really have to be LeBron or Michael Jordan, you know what I mean? But this chase, this constant after hours and early mornings and late nights, getting your perfect hour of sleep, but not letting off of that pursuit. It's a curse and a blessing to have that feeling of like, it's not enough, it's never enough, and it'll never be enough. But being able to be happy with that, being able to be okay with working really, really hard is the secret to success. And then this whole theory of like, do what you love and it'll never feel like work. Well, that could make you unemployable one day. It could make you obsolete. I don't believe that, you know, screw the 9 to 5 is a good idea for most. But when you do jump into this real estate business, you are saying screw the 9 to 5. I'm all in for the, you know, 1 a.m. to midnight, right? A lot of people come into this business thinking that it's going to be just like you can do it. And I always admire the people who are ridiculously athletically fit, or they have like a hobby and they're doing something with it and enjoying life, or maybe that's how they portray it on the internet. But that they do things. There's a couple of agents out there who are like super ripped and ridiculously fit, and I look at them, I'm like, must be nice. But then they're productive as a real estate agent, and they're like athletic and they're making things happen with their body, and they're, you know, they're shredded fit. We all have the same amount of hours in the day. If we are a full-time real estate agent and we have 2.5 kids, we have no excuse not to achieve the highest level of success in this industry, with or without. I mean, it's this pursuit, this chase, this constant like it's like you ever watch Greyhound on TV? Maybe a cartoon even. But when the Greyhound, the Greyhound dog meant for racing, they're behind this cage, and that's how I feel like I'm always like, every morning I wake up and I'm behind this cage going, "Woo, woo, 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 woo," you know? And then the rabbit comes up on that track. If you've ever seen that, the Greyhounds, they're on a track, and there's this rabbit along the edge of the track on a rail, that as soon as the gun sounds off and they open up the gates, there's this rabbit that just comes darting out of that, you know. And like the Greyhounds, they're like this. They're not looking at other Greyhounds. They're not checking their Instagram. They're not checking their Facebook. They're completely consumed with the chase. If you're not doing as much as you want to do in real estate, if you're not as successful as you should be, are you running as fast as you can? Are you chasing that rabbit? Or are you derailed by thinking that there's something else, that there's some other factor that you're missing out? So you're pursuing the magic bullet or the magic potion or the formula for success, instead of, you know what it takes. Eat right, sleep enough hours, but when the gate opens, you run. You got one purpose, dog. Run. And run and run and run as fast as you can until your heart feels like it's going to explode. That's how it should be in the real estate business. Are you doing that? Maybe that's not for you. Maybe that's why, you know, my content isn't, why I don't have the 100,000 subscribers, is because I'm telling you something that you should hear, and it might not be what you want to hear. You want to hear something else. Oh, I'm gonna tell you about this email function. I'm gonna tell you about this. Oh man, if you insert this into your CMA, you're gonna get all the listings. It doesn't work that way. Maybe 1 or 2 times those gurus' methods, they'll work. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying it's one piece of the pie. But if I have a belief and a conviction that the best use of my time is not pursuing this inanimate object or this button click or this algorithm for the next big thing. I'm seeing it across the board. A lot of real estate agents right now. I had a one-on-one this morning. He goes, "Yeah, James, I spent a lot of money on Realtor.com leads, but over the last couple of weeks, it's completely dried out. Like, I'm not getting what I used to get." And he was with a team, and the team was spending like $8,000 a month. $8,000 a month. Some people would be happy making $8,000. These guys are spending $8,000 a month, and they're not getting the results that they had expected originally because the cheese moved. The rabbit that you're pursuing is sales goals, and the rabbit that you're pursuing is ambition, and the rabbit that you're pursuing has been there. This has never changed. This pursuit, this chase, this golden trick or technique, the silver bullet, it exists. It's a rabbit. Chase the rabbit, people. Be willing to go out as soon as the gun sounds. We're behind the gate. It's 9 a.m. We're going, whoo, 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 and we're looking at all the other competition. But as soon as that gate opens, you got one singular purpose. Go. Find as many people who might be interested in selling their house or buying a house as fast as you can. So if you're a part-time real estate agent and you don't have enough time, all the more reason. That cage is your 9 to 5, and it's supporting the family. Good job, man. I kind of wish I had a 9 to 5. Give me a $100,000 a year, 9 to 5. If I could push it to like 4 a.m. to like 3 p.m. and then give me but at 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock, whatever it is, banker's hours or however you're functioning, it should be like this all day at your 9 to 5. Trying to clock in, do your work there. But that's the means to an end. That is not the purpose. Your purpose is to break free from that cage and run as fast as you can. This industry was not meant for you to casually do it. If you're in this thing to casually do it, that's fine. Be my guest. But when you go up against a hustler, someone who's actually doing this and like
focused on generating that contact and driven to learn the scripts, learn the dialogues, go out and knock on the door, you're going to lose. So you can pop off your 1 or 2 deals at a discount commission and do your 9 to 5. If you like this, I don't know why you want to like this. It's good money, but it's not, I mean, why not give it your all? 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock rolls out. Do everything you can so that at like 3 o'clock, punch the clock. 3:05, you're going into Mojo on the go, boop, 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 and you're at 3:05. Hi, this is Adrian Company. I was calling to see if you, and you're moving forward. Oh my God, if I had half as much ambition as I say I did, I'd be with Mojo on the go and door knocking. Hi, my name's Adrian, and I have my earpiece. Hi, my name's Adrian with Ding Dong. I was calling to see if you're selling your house. Pause, please. And I would manipulate that mute button, man. I would be so jacked up to get out of that 9 to 5 so I could do what I'm doing. What a beautiful thing it is that we do. Are you a full-time agent? Ooh, so lucky. You're so lucky. Do you want to remain a full-time agent? What do you got to do? Are you always kind of like, there's more month at the end of the money, right? And sometimes you bang off a deal and you get 2 or 3 months and then all of a sudden you like ease back. But what about pursuing so much business that end of the money, it gets farther and farther away and you're able to do it? But see, that's the problem with this business. You'll pop off a couple good deals and you start loosening up. You buy some toys, you relax, you go on vacation, you let your foot off the gas, and what happens before you know it? That comes closer and you start feeling the pressure. You're like, oh man, I was so close to, I should have saved it, I should have done this, I should have picked up another property. But instead you're that chase. You've got to be so hungry. You can't be a cheetah who goes out fast, kills it, eats it, and then rests. You've got to be wiry. You've got to be jacked up. You've got to be turned on. You've got to be so throttled. 110% of your capacity and your potential is translated at 9 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock at night when you come home and you're too tired to be with the kids, but you give them a hug and a kiss and you go to bed. That's what I do. You look at me at 9 o'clock at night, I'm laying down by 9:15. I am out. And I literally do not open my eyes till about 6:59 a.m. when I have a coaching call. Because I'm pushing so hard because I can right now. Can you? Can you chase? Can you let the gate open and start chasing right now? This little stretch, who knows where the market's going? If the market crashes in 6 months, you did everything you can. If the crash happens in 10 years, you still did everything you can. If I told you, you know what? If I told you right now, the market's going to be just like this for the next 5 years, what would you do? What would you do? Would you work as hard as you can because you know 5 years will be here anytime now? Or would you just be like, oh cool, then I just need to have one listing here and one listing there. If I can do what I'm doing now, I'm happy with that. And if you're happy with that, this might not be the place to be. But if you're not happy, I'm talking to the people who it's never enough. And you want to prove to yourself that you can push it. There's those like bodybuilders, the fitness, right? There's the people who like go to the gym, they do yoga, they're healthy, right? They eat healthy and they look okay in a bathing suit. But then there's the ones who are fanatics, who are like ripped to the bone, ultra marathoners, Ironman, centuries, right? Swim 2 miles. Are you that? Because that's what I am. I'm an ultra marathoner when it comes to the real estate business. That's probably why I do marathons, why I run the marathon, because that's the limit of what my body's willing to do physically. But when it comes to telephone prospecting and lead generation and setting appointments and going in for the follow-up and listing the thing, and that, to me, that is the finish line each time. And every time I get the listing and every time I close the transactions and I hand off the keys, that's me breaking the tape, getting the trophy, and then being like, okay, 1 day of rest, my legs hurt, but the next morning I'm trying to sign up again. That's what happens to me when I run the marathon. It's kind of a weird thing. I'll do a marathon like right around June, and then as soon as I finish the race, the next day I'm like, oh man, I want to do it again. I want to break that 5-hour mark. I'm going to do it, and I'll register for another marathon because it's on discount because of the expo. And then I'll register, And then the next marathon is October, November. And I'm telling you, I've probably flaked out on about 4 or 5 marathons in the month of October, November, December, because I come off that high, because it's not in me. But that's a race, that's a foot race, that's a challenge for a personal physical challenge. But the physical challenge of making enough money to provide for your family, the physical challenge is a limitation on your own personal goal. But what about the outside world? What about your commitment to your license? What about commitment to your business? What about commitment to your legacy? What about the ability to make enough money so that you can do what you really want to do? Because I don't know anyone who really likes real estate. I mean, whatever, you're going to tell me you do. I only really like it because it's the only thing I know that can pay me in accordance with my effort. If you can show me something that I can work this, but it doesn't exist. Not that I know. My brain and my body are geared for 100% full speed ahead. Chase and chase and chase. The gun goes off and I run as fast and as hard as I can until I can no longer step another inch. I can no longer, I'm like thirsty and hungry and parched and dying, and it's about to kill me, and I'm about to drop to my knees. I take my day of rest. I get back on and I pursue the chase. I continue until I have no more left in the tank. That is hustle. If you guys truly believe the hashtag hustle, if you truly believe the hashtag 10x, if you really follow that philosophy, and if you're a believer in like, I'm the beast, then show me. Do what I'm trying to do. Do what I set out to do. You don't have to be like me. I hope you're not. Be you, but be 10x. Be crushing it. Do it in your actions. The chase is the defining action of those who say they do and those who do. There are the greyhounds who behind the gate, every once in a while you get a greyhound who the gate opens and they don't care. They're just like, whatever, I'll get fed. Are you that? Are you a racehorse? Are you a greyhound? Or are you some sort of poodle waiting for your lap dance for a cookie? I'm not a poodle. I'm a greyhound. I'm gonna go chase right now. I'm gonna hit 100 doors, and then I'm gonna repeat with 100 calls. I'm gonna chase down that next listing, and I know that after 4,000 doors, I get a listing. And I know that in that meantime, I'll gather 80 to 100 people that I'll get a listing out of that. I'm generating leads with the expectation that at some point I'll catch that rabbit. And if I don't, I'm stockpiling a bunch of baby bunnies. And once they fatten up, I'm gonna eat those rabbits too. Man, this is all about the chase. Are you willing? Are you ready? Okay. Cha-ching, gates open, go.
What a day, what a day, what a day. Just set another listing appointment for tomorrow for another one in that same neighborhood. I've just scrolled through a list of my most hottest clients, and I'm torn between like, I've gained 10 pounds of prospecting fat. For those of you who don't know, when you sit on your ass all day on the phones and do your telephone prospecting, you end up eating like shit, and you gain weight, prospecting fat. So I'm in this place where it's like I can feel changes in the air, and it feels really good, but man, I gotta start working out. I'm exhausted, I'm working my ass off, but I need to start taking care of my body better. I can feel it. Anyhow, January just gave me a call and says, Daddy, I'd like you to come home now. It's 8 o'clock. I said, that's right, so let's go home. And I'm gonna go straight to bed. I've got an 8 o'clock appointment. I'm gonna actually confirm it right now. I gotta go. Bye. If I have any more days like this, well, I'll take them, because today was a very good day. January is calling me. She wants me to come home. It is 8:30 at night. I'm gonna go to bed. I need to start working out.
I swear to God, I think my wife spends more time with Andy Cohen and Bravo than she does with me. Is anyone else having this problem? Is your wife married to Bravo?